I swear my hair's starting to look like that of Medusa if I keep this going on a little bit longer. Anyways, hello everybody, it's I, Friendly Neighborhood INFP, and welcome to today's episode where we are going to be talking about the love languages of the INTJ. Picking up where I left off with the ENTJ, moving straight into the INTJ, and for INTJ, I would probably go with quality time as their first love language. They would much rather prefer to spend the time with you. For INTJs, time is valuable, time is an asset, time is something that they hold in somewhat of a high regard. So for them to take time out of their schedule, to take time out of the things that they have set up and want to do, to take time out of all the plans and you put you into one of those plans shows a level of dedication and intimacy of just how much they care about you, and they would much rather do that than probably some of the stuff that other people would do. They will put you into the time slot because they find that valuable, they find you valuable, ergo, you should be where obviously they would like to see the most things done and to spend that essentially quality time with you. The next one for INTJs, now I do not see them too much as words of affirmation-y type people, but then you've got services, physical touch, and gifts. So this is a bit of a predicament because I don't entirely know where an INTJ would perchance stand. So I'm going to go off of the assumption that words of affirmation is probably going to be the next thing on their list. Especially if they care about you, they're going to want to help you find your way, encourage you. But at the same token, they may do it in their own way, which may seem a little bit harsh, but that's with a lot of things. So I would hesitantly put words of affirmation here. Now, INTJs can be absolutely wonderful people, can be super relaxed, super motivating, super trying to get into your head and figure out your psyche and figure out how they can, help you out. Which brings me to my third thing, which I think an INTJ would be, and that is acts of service. Now, not in the same sense that you might see in Sensor going about the acts of service. For an INTJ going about their acts of service, it is trying to figure you out, trying to figure out your brain, trying to figure out how you work, and working around that. Their acts of service is to essentially put their schedule or put you as part of their schedule, work around you, do things in their own way that allows them to give you the, I guess you could say, best life that they want for you. If we're looking at a more positive side of things, if they're trying to find the best life that they can provide for you, they're going to be looking at multiple different ways as to what they can do to make that happen and to cause a kind of future 10-year goal down the line, or maybe even 20-year goal down the line. So this might even look like setting up, their acts of service, it might even look like setting up a long-term college fund for the kids, or it might look like setting up a long-term investment plan for the future so you guys can retire early, or it may involve some kind of long-term thing, whatever craft or whatever it is they're doing, so that it can in the future benefit you guys. And their acts of service isn't so much within the immediate, but more within the future plans that they are slowly progressing towards, so that you guys can, from point A to point B, have a better life. And that's kind of where I would see their acts of services going. It's not that they are going to be cleaning the house for you or taking out the trash for you, even though everybody needs to take out the trash, or doing, menial tasks. They're not about that life. They're more about about what can I do today that will have the greatest impact in the future, and that is the service that they will try to provide, especially if they care about you, and especially if you're in a romantic relationship, which is essentially what I am assuming with all these love languages is about, or, you know, you're just super close friends. In either case, that's kind of where I see it with the INTJs. Or they might kill a man for you and never let the body be found if they so much as go and hurt those who they care about. So there is that as well. That part's a joke. Don't take me seriously. Or is it? Moving on. Next up, we have... I'm going to say... this is hard. I am going to say gifts as the fourth one. They are probably going to be super pleased if you like give them gifts that like represent who they are and has shown them that you have spent a long time studying them to figure out what they like, and so you set up this huge massive plan and thing, and you get this gift that, you know, may have taken a year, and they're going to be like super appreciative because they may have been trying to get the gift, but somehow you got the ball ahead of them, you got in, you planned for the future, you got them that gift. They're going to be thrilled. On the other side, they may even do the same thing for you, where they know you'll want a certain gift. They will plan ahead for that gift, and they will then give you that gift, which will make you feel all sorts of butterflies, and will make them feel all sorts of butterflies, which will then lead into the next act of love, which is physical touch. Yeah, that was smooth. So with physical touch, INTJs, like many of the introverts, aren't super physical, touchy type people unless you're like, you know, one of the sensors. Even when you're one of the sensors, it's kind of But INTJs are typically brought to themselves. Like, yes, they do have the inferior C as part of their cognitive functions, and that can cause a whole bunch of interesting hedonistic things that happen, especially when they fall into a grip or when they're about to fall into a grip. But usually you don't see them being super touchy-feely around people. You don't see them constantly hugging people. You don't see them wrapping their shoulder around people constantly. You don't see them being all lovey-dovey, touchy, PDA's level of affection out in public. No. If they're going to be physical touchy, it's going to be at home. It's going to be in a high, intimate kind of surrounding. Potentially, it is going to be in a very different setting than showing the world how much you love each other. Or, you know, like hugging everybody you absolutely come across. Their thing is more of a private and somewhat intimate ordeal than always being a touchy, huggy type person, if that makes sense. So, with that being said, that is going to be it for the love languages of the INTJs. This one was a little bit tricky because I don't know a lot of INTJs and had to reference some of these off of Batman. So, with that being said, let me know what you guys thought in the comments below, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And also, one last thing, if you've made it to the end of the video, which not a lot of you do, if you would like to have some of your questions answered about MBTI or MBTIs or anything along that personality route, or if you have questions or things that you would like to see me answer on video, I will be compiling the next 10 questions in like the next videos that I do, probably the next, let's just say for like the ongoing future. I'll compile it 10 by 10, and then I might need to increase it or reduce it depending. And then of course there's a bunch of others. But yes, if you have something you would like to ask or like to see something in the video, do leave in a comment below and I will answer it. And once I get, you know, the 10 questions, I will have to, of course, put them aside until I get the 10 questions, but just know that if I do not reply to those questions, it is because I am setting them aside for a future video. With that being said, I will see you guys later. Until next time, bye-bye.